So this video is a bit of a weird one for me. You guys know that I am generally pretty positive when it comes to Games Workshop and Warhammer and just the hobby in general. I don't believe in negativity as much. Not that I don't believe in it, like I know it exists, but I mean, I don't believe in putting extra negativity out there when you can just focus on the positives. However, I went to Warhammer Fest last weekend, and although I had a fantastic time, there's definitely some things to talk about. So let's talk about it. Hi guys, my name is Josh, this is The Pickle Jar, and today we're having a bit of a sit down and a chat sort of video. We're talking about Warhammer Fest 2023. This is Games Workshop's big event of the year. It used to be Games Day, now it's Warhammer Fest, and it is their chance, their solely owned convention where they get to show off a load of cool new stuff and get people excited about their IP and products. So what exactly was at Warhammer Fest? Well, there are a few different things, and on paper it looks like there was loads to do. There were different video games, both mobile and console and PC. There were the guys that write the RPG books, they were there and they got some of their stuff on show. There were people there in cosplay, there were people playing big games with Titans. There was the painting and hobby area, which was pretty good actually, and there's the hobby challenge, which was a lot of fun. There was a big tournament for 40k for Age of Sigmar, for Kill Team, Warcry, and then there was loads of other tables that were just open for gaming if you just wanted to go down and play a game. There was the store, which had loads of Forge World stuff and other bits and pieces that you can't generally get in your local stores. And then there was Golden Demon with all the display cabinets and things like that. Now all that on paper sounds like there's loads and loads and loads to do. In reality, what it meant was there were a lot of places that were generally empty. So like the RPG guys, I didn't really see anyone ever, more than one or two people looking at those. A lot of the mobile game stuff, again, maybe one or two people at a time looking at stuff like that. And then all the big stuff, the exciting stuff that people wanted to get in and look at, they were just queues all the time. I think the biggest issue for me with Warhammer Fest was the limited amount of tables for 10th edition demos. They just announced 10th edition a few months ago. Everyone is excited for it, people that play now, people that used to play. Everyone seems to be pretty hyped about 10th edition, and then they announced that there would be 10th edition demo tables at Warhammer Fest. And there were 5. Now I asked somebody at the front of the queue on the Saturday how long they'd been queuing for, and they had been queuing for 4 hours. And then later found out that you were only able to play one turn of 10th edition. This seems like a little bit of an oversight, and I'm sure it's probably got something to do with staffing issues and not having miniatures ready or something. There'll be some reason as to why, but I think personally there should have been a hell of a lot more games set up for 10th edition to demo that. Alternatively, what they could have done is had a space set up where they had a rotating crew of, I don't know, 4 or 6 staff members so that they could all play a game and then rotate to the next team, and have it set up like they do for battle reports, with the cameras set up, and just live stream that to some TVs around the area and let people watch that. You don't necessarily have to be playing the game yourself to be able to see how it works and how it flows. And I think that would have sort of helped ease that a little bit. If not being exactly the same as playing a game, at least you're getting to see a game being played. And there was space to do this. There was space where they could have done this. So maybe that's something for them to look at in the future. Aside from 10th edition demos, I think the next thing that people were most excited to look at and to see was the Golden Demon cabinets. The Golden Demon, the big painting competition of the year, especially in the UK, and the queues and the lines to have a look around the cabinets just did not stop at all day, every day. They were there. So if you weren't particularly bothered about one category, like if you're not particularly interested in Lord of the Rings and you just want to look at like the 40k stuff, or you want to just look at Age of Sigmar, you can't really get in to look at them because there's people that are sort of working their way around to look at everything, which is fair enough. I'm not really sure how Games Workshop could fix that particularly. That is just part and parcel of having cabinets full of beautifully painted miniatures and people that want to see them. After that, probably the next most disappointing thing was the reveals. Now, not that the reveals themselves were disappointing. I managed to get into the Age of Sigmar reveal and the Horus Heresy and Old World reveals. Absolutely loved it. Getting to see those in person with all the crowds cheering and everything, absolutely fantastic. However, the auditorium that they were using for those reveals could only seat 800 people, and there were 10,000 people each day at Warhammer Fest. Again, I'm not really sure what the solution is for stuff like that, but that did leave a lot of people disappointed, and a lot of people queuing, as well, that then didn't get into the thing that they were queuing for because the seats were full. Now, I know that this is a very different video for myself. I don't generally like being negative. I don't think it adds anything at all to our hobby or anything like that, but I couldn't really come on and do a video about Warhammer Fest and not mention all these things. Now, I do want to end this part of the video by saying I had a great time at Warhammer Fest, but I'd been invited by Games Workshop. I had a content creator pass, I didn't pay for my tickets, I spent a lot of my time meeting people and chatting to people, and that's both content creators and just people that watch my videos coming and saying hi, and I loved it. It is a big, big social event from my point of view. So I had a great time. Now, I did go back and forth on whether I was going to bother doing this video. I've seen so many other videos on YouTube reviewing Warhammer Fest and pointing out all the same issues that I've already pointed out. I couldn't really come out and say that I had a great time without addressing those things, but then at this point, I feel like it's kind of a moot point. Everyone knows what the issues were at Warhammer Fest, and you didn't just need another video that just pointed the same things out. So instead of just pointing out all the issues, I'm going to give one easy fix that Games Workshop can use for in the future, and that I'm going to use for the future when organising events. How to avoid people being disappointed, and how to avoid people sort of giving negative reviews after the fact. And I think that thing is to manage expectations correctly. Those of you that follow me on social media will see that I am hosting an event at the end of July this year called Pickle Fest, because lazy titling. Now, I've spoke about what my favourite part of Warhammer Fest was, and it was the community and the social aspect, and that is what Pickle Fest is. It is not a full convention. There are not going to be stall holders and people selling things other than the kitchen for food and drinks. It is a social event. It is a very small venue. It is small table space. I am expecting 40 to 50 people to attend. There are going to be tables set up with paints and stuff so you can get together and hobby with people. There's going to be people there that have won Golden Demon, so you can ask them for advice on painting and stuff like that. There's going to be a table set up so you can bring your own games and play with friends. There's going to be demos of other game systems that you might not have tried or heard of. They're available for you to either watch a game or to try a game or a part of a game yourself. There's a painting competition with some small prizes, and that is it. That is what Pickle Fest is. The main goal of doing this is that hopefully we can have a successful social event that I can then build off of in the years to come and turn it into a full convention. The issue with a lot of conventions that I go to is that everything else is the main focus, and the social thing is kind of something that you have to do yourself, and that is, it's a secondary thought. And we've been toying with the idea of running an event every year for a while now, and I want the main focus to be the social and the community aspect. And then if in years to come we do grow it into something bigger and there are stall holders and it is a proper convention, then all of that will be on top of the social core that I'm building here. So if you want to come to Pickle Fest, check the links down below. Tickets should hopefully be on sale by the time this video goes out. But manage your expectations. Don't come thinking it's going to be the most biggest, amazing thing ever. If you want to come and hang out with some miniature painters and gamers and just generally have a nice time, it's probably for you. If you're looking at buying a million different things, or you're wanting to do anything crazy or try some exclusive new stuff, it's probably not for you. So there we go. I'm going to end the video there. I'm not really sure how this is going to go down because I don't generally do talky head opinion videos very often or at all. But I couldn't really not do a video on Warhammer Fest. I've got loads of footage which would have been wasted if I didn't do one. And also, if I just completely ignored all the issues, that looks just as bad as putting a video out saying it was amazing and everyone else is wrong. Hopefully Games Workshop can take on board the feedback that myself and all the other content creators have put out there, and next year's Warhammer Fest will be bigger and better, and everyone will have just as good a time as I did this year. But until then, there's Pickle Fest at the end of July. There'll be information down below. If you want to keep up to date with anything to do with that, follow me on all my socials and stuff, links down below. And maybe see you there. My name's Josh, this is the Pickle Jar, and until next time guys, don't forget, enjoy your hobby. I'll see you later.